Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong.
Do this with me, ready?
Turn around this way.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Singing na 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 na. Hey, 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 yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Jesus loves me when I'm good, when I do the things I should. Jesus loves me when I'm bad, though it makes him very sad. Singing na 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 na. Hey, 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 yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Christ has forgiven you. Do 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 do.
Another piece.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the fifth fruit of the Spirit, which is kindness. We've already learned about love, joy, peace, and patience. So next is kindness. And we chose peaches to talk about today. If I cut this peach open...
Do we got peaches?
Hold on a minute, bud. If I cut this peach open, it has this little stone inside of it. This one's kind of hard to get out. But some of the other kinds of fruits that have stones in them, like cherries, plums, nectarines, dates, they all grow on a tree. But peaches, they come from some states that are pretty far away, like California and from Georgia. You can buy two different types of peaches. One kind is called a cling peach, and one type is called a freestone peach. If you slice it open and twist it like I did just a couple seconds ago, it'll come apart in two pieces, which means that it's freestone. And that's the kind of peach that you want to put in a jar and keep over the winter. But if it's a cling peach, the seed doesn't come loose and it's really hard to open, and it's just better to eat those kind. Because peaches are easily bruised and they're raised in such states like Georgia and California, they're really hard to be transported. So they have to pick them really early, and they're not very sweet. However, if you wait about a month, you can find some peaches a little closer to home, like in Chambersburg, which is about 2 hours away. If you get peaches there, they are picked ripe, and they're really, really sweet. And those are the best. We picked peaches for kindness because peaches are easily bruised. You can drop an orange and it doesn't affect it, but if you drop a peach, it'll be ruined, and it'll get all mushy. But people are like that too. If you treat them with kindness, they're sweet. But if you hit them and are mean to them, they're a real mess inside. It's easy to be mean because someone is always ready to be mean to you. And it's hard to be kind when someone's asking for trouble. As the fruit of kindness shows in you, you will begin to treat people the way that Jesus treats you. He never forces you to do the right thing. He is gently kind and encourages you.
Think while I'm telling the story. If you can find anybody in the story who is being kind to someone else, I want you to just put it in your brain. Okay, Jacob, you can't be talking. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so the story starts with a family, a husband and wife and two kids, mom and dad, two kids, and they are living in Bethlehem, and they were running out of food. So the parents said, let's move to a new country. So they leave Bethlehem and go the whole way over to Moab. And when they get, pretty far. How far, Nathan? Pretty far away, huh? Yeah, pretty far away. And they go really far away, and when they get there, the first thing that happens, which is really bad, is the daddy dies. Can you do that? The daddy dies. So she's left with her 2 boys, Malon and Kilion, and they get married to Orpah and to Ruth. And she thinks, I'm going to get some grandkids. My kids got married. But do you know what happens? Malon dies. And then Kilion dies. And all she has left is Orpah and Ruth, 2 women and herself. And she heard that back in Bethlehem there was food. So she said, I'm going home. So they started along the road on the way home, and she looked at her 2 daughter-in-laws and she said, this does not make sense. I don't have any more boys for you to marry. You better go back to your mom and dad and stay with them, and maybe you can get a new husband. And Orpah said, okay, and she gave her a hug and she went home. But not Ruth. Ruth said, no way. So you say no way with me? No way! She said, this is what she said, where you go, I will go. And where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. And Naomi said, okay, let's go. So they got back to Bethlehem, and when they got to Bethlehem, everyone said, Naomi's here, Naomi's here. She said, don't call me Naomi. Call me Mara, because I'm so sad. I'm bitter. God has not been good to me. I lost my husband and both of my sons. But in the morning, Ruth knew that there was a law, that whenever the people went out into the field to pick the barley, that if they dropped a piece, the poorest people in the land could come behind them and pick up the piece of food. So she said, I'm going to go get us some food. So she got there in the morning when the sun was first coming up, and she walked through this field and she picked up grain all morning. When the man that owned the field, whose name was Boaz, that's the second time I've told you, the man that owned the field, whose name was Boaz, said, who's that woman out there picking up all that grain and working so hard? And they said, her name is Ruth. She came from Moab. And he said, hey, girl, why don't you come up here? You can sit under my tent and have some lunch. I will give you lots of lunch. And you can drink from my water pot all day when you need water, when you're working hard. And just stay and work with my people all the time, because we will keep you safe. And so she did. So the whole barley harvest, she went out and picked up pieces. And the whole wheat harvest, she went and picked up pieces. And one day Naomi said to her, I have a plan. This is what's going to happen. Tonight, Boaz is going to go. Jacob, come sleep. Lay down here, right here. Lay on the ground right there. Tonight, Boaz is going to go, and he's going to be working on his wheat. And whenever he falls asleep, you go and sleep right there at his feet.
I will.
Can you do it? It has to be a girl. Melanie, come here, Melanie. Melanie, come sleep right here at his feet. Right there. Lay down right there. Just sit there. Okay. And in the middle of the night, Boaz woke up. Wake up, Boaz. And he said, who's at my feet? Say it.
Who's at my feet?
And Ruth said, it is Ruth. And I want you to marry me. What? This is wonderful news. You didn't pick a young man. You picked me. Whoa. I'll tell you what. Here's some food to take home, and I'll see if I can make it happen in the morning. Go sit down. You wouldn't have volunteered, did you know? Okay. So in the morning, he brought all the men together, and he went to the man that was the closest relative. We'll pretend like it was Caleb. And he says, Caleb, Naomi has come home, and she does not have enough money to keep up her farm. And she wants someone to buy it. Would you like to buy the farm? Sure. Now, I got to tell you right now, if you buy the farm, you have to marry Ruth, the Moabitess, and your first baby is going to belong to Malon, her first husband. He said, no way! Say it with me. No way! And he took off his sandal and he threw his sandal at him. And the other guy threw his sandal too, because that was the promise that they were going to do it. And then Boaz went and said, "Hey, we're going to get married, Ruth." And so they did. And God gave them a baby. Make a baby sign. God gave them a baby, and the baby's name was Obed. Obed. Get ready for bed. Obed. Can you say it? Obed. And he became the grandfather of King David. Now listen to me. Listen to me. Did you think of anybody in that story that was kind to someone else? Sabrina, who did you hear?
I forget the name.
That's okay. Tell me the relationship.
Marriage?
Huh?
Marriage?
They were married, yes. She chose him to be married to her, and he chose to be married to her. Bailey?
The part where they own the farm? Not the own the farm, where she's picking up
The grain?
Yeah.
To feed her mother-in-law? That was a good, kind thing to do. Janelle? Huh? Ruth was kind. Yes, she was. She was kind to Boaz to pick him, right? Because she could have picked any of those young men, but she picked him. Can you think of anybody else?
the person in the tent.
Boaz was kind in the tent when he said, "You can come drink my water." Yes.
I forgot it.
You forgot it. Okay. So, what is our job?
To be kind.
To be kind.